Our next guest is the founding co-director of SPARK, which stands for
Achieving Successful Productive Academic Research Careers.
And she's going to be telling us more on publishing articles in the medical field and also advising students. So please welcome Dr. Bernice B. Rumala. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. So what's it all about? Tell us about your educational path that led you to this day.
Sure. So my background is multidisciplinary. I earned a PhD and 3 master's degrees from Columbia University.
There you go. Give her a big round of applause, everybody. I like it, I like it, I like it.
And I'm really standing on the shoulders of giants for my community. I also earned a certificate in clinical and translational science from the Rockefeller University.
Wow, my God.
And my academic background and experiential knowledge has really helped me to contribute to social determinants of health. And when we talk about social determinants of health, we're talking about all the factors that lead to health disparities within minority and underserved communities. So as we know that minorities are disproportionately affected by certain diseases, and so social determinants of health actually looks at the multiple factors such as the environment, behavioral factors, policies, and access issues. And my multidisciplinary background has really helped to address these issues from both a health equity and an education equity perspective.
Yeah. So from the environment, how do you think that's causing the problem?
So it's a lot of factors such as access. We heard from our previous speaker about access to nutritional foods. So we're looking at environmental access to foods, healthy environments. Crime, for instance, also leads to health disparities. So it's a number of health disparities such as poverty and within the environment that also leads to health disparities. And so we need to address this from various levels.
And what are some of the things that SPARK is doing to address these situations?
So SPARK, Achieving Successful Productive Academic Research Careers, is actually targeting this from a multiple angle. As I said, health equity and educational equity, they're not mutually exclusive. So we're targeting it from an education equity perspective, and our hope is to increase the number of diverse faces who are becoming physicians, researchers, as well as leaders. One thing that we have within institutions is we don't have enough faces of diversity within institutions who can impact institutional culture, and this ties into health disparities. So SPARK is helping to increase these numbers through our pipeline programs from middle school through the post-baccalaureate levels, as well as from graduate school all the way up to senior faculty levels.
And what institutions are you guys working with?
So SPARK is a tri-institutional initiative. We work with the Rockefeller University, Weill Cornell Medical College, as well as Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, and we have professional development conferences each year. For example, our conference this year focused on health equity, community engagement, and translational science.
Translational science, I heard you say that earlier.
Yes.
Explain that.
So translational science is really looking at the evidence-based applications from the laboratory research to clinical research, ultimately to improve public health outcomes. It also involves including the community as key stakeholders, because previously the community was disconnected from scientific advances, and so translational science views the community as an integral part in improving health disparities and health outcomes.
And what do you tell people, what advice can you give those interested in academic careers within SPARK?
Sure. So the advice that I normally give people is it's very important to network, as well as it's important to have vision, and it's also important to just have that leadership mentorship around you. And so one thing that I tell people is vision, purposeful planning, and networking. Part of vision, purposeful planning, and networking is even if you don't see that reality within your current existence, it's about believing that that reality will someday come to existence. And when I speak of purposeful networking, it's really about surrounding yourself with people who can positively support your goals.
Absolutely, yes.
And then another thing I've noticed, and I advise others, is beware of myopic visionaries. When I say myopic visionaries, yes, beware. When I say myopic visionaries, these are people who are short-sighted, who may not believe in your big vision. And so I say to please understand them and handle them with understanding, but at the same time stay focused on your goals and surround yourself with people who can help promote your goals.
So what can that do to you if you hang out with those type of people?
Hanging out with myopic visionaries
Myopic visionaries.
Yes, myopic visionaries will stunt your growth. It's very difficult, especially within minority communities. I came across a few myopic visionaries in my path, and it can be discouraging. But I think that keeping the faith and also staying focused on your goals and surrounding yourself with what I know as, I refer to it as a board of directors.
Yeah, but what makes a myopic visionary a myopic visionary?
A myopic visionary, sometimes it's due to their personal circumstances, and so they sometimes transfer what their personal experiences have been to you. And so it's really important not to allow them to transfer what their personal journey has been, because each person has an individualized journey and an individualized purpose. And so for big visionaries, it's important to stay disconnected from that.
So if you break it down, a myopic visionary person is a person involved in like crabs in a basket. No?
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
So how does that person break out of that mode? I mean, because people can change.
People can definitely change, and I can say that in my path, I've been a change agent in what I would say converting a few myopic visionaries, because sometimes when they see things happening for you and you're maintaining that big vision, sometimes it changes their perspective.
Yeah, and that could be a piece that you can write on it. Myopic visionary conversions.
I love it. I love it. We should start a seminar.
Yeah, yeah. So what's next for Spark and you?
In terms of my next step, I want to continue to utilize my leadership skills to creatively think outside of the box where it comes to health and education equity, to continue to mentor the next generation, and really serve as continue to serve as a change agent for institutional change and health equity.
You are a change agent.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Give me a big round of applause, everybody.
You.
Very good job, Dr. Bernice B. Rumala. Thank you so much. PhD, MA, and founding co-director. We love you so much. Spark is in the house.
Thank you.
All right, you going to stick around for a little while?
Yes, yes.
Right. And you have to come back and share some more.
I would love to.
And myopic visionaries, beware. You can change. We'll be right back with more Open right here on Bronx News Channel 67. Stay tuned.